Happy summer, y'all. This dish officially kicks off the summer. June the 21st is the first day of summer. So I'm gonna start with a nice cold dessert. And look what I'm gonna start with, y'all. I'm gonna start with ice cream sandwiches, and it's called a frozen banana split. So we're gonna put our ice cream sandwiches in a 13 by 9 by 2 that we have lined with tinfoil. And once you pull these out, you kind of gotta work quick because in this heat, they don't stay frozen very long. And if your dish that you're making it in, they don't fit well, just cut them to fit. Like I'm gonna cut this one to fit right there. And then I'm gonna cut this one like that. And just fill in the gaps. Teresa.
Yes, ma'am?
Can you put this in the freezer, please?
Sure.
Back in the freezer until I can get to it again.
Certainly. We knew that was coming.
It needs cutting. So I've got 4 bananas here, and I tossed it in Fruit Fresh because I don't like brown bananas. Now I think the recipe called for 6 bananas, but I think the 4 is gonna do nicely. It'll put us a nice clean layer on top. Yeah, see, that's covered every speck. Perfect. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do, y'all, is put a hot fudge sauce on it. But oh, I don't know if I won't be able to. Y'all, I'm still having trouble with my shoulder. But I got a shot this morning for it. But my doctor had to come out here and meet with, and actually go see her mother who's aging. And so she said, rather than you having to ride all the way out here to the landings, she said, just let me run by. Since she was going right by anyway.
That was nice.
So oh, nice. It was wonderful, honey. All right, so we're using a jar of hot fudge sauce that you'll find in your ice cream cone and ice cream department. Thanks, Teresa. She heated this for like 30 seconds in the microwave.
On defrost.
On defrost? Okay.
Just so it doesn't melt.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ever so slightly warm, which makes it so much easier to get out. Okay. And you'll just want to spread that out. Now, the next thing that goes on is every banana split has cherries on top, doesn't it? So I'm gonna rinse these off.
I already did.
Oh, you did rinse them?
Yes, ma'am.
Because there's so much dye in these cherries that I don't want it to turn my whole recipe. See? I don't want it to turn my whole recipe pink. So I rinse them pretty good. So we'll just give these a rough chop. These are pretty cherries. And we're gonna save half of those for the last top. These would be good in the lid trick, the little lid trick, you know, to cut cherry tomatoes.
She always tells me to leave her something to do, so I decided to leave her the messiest job.
That's all right. These cherries smell so wonderful. It's looking like a banana split, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think we need a few more. I don't know if there's any supposed to be left on top. I can't remember.
I don't think there is. I think they're
I
all
don't think
in it.
there is. I think so too.
So chop away.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm swallowing hard again. Okay. Now, the next step, is chocolate toffee bits. Now you can get these just toffee bits, or you can get them with chocolate. And I love the chocolate ones. So we're gonna use half of that because every banana split has nuts on it, doesn't it? So here comes the nuts. The kids are gonna love this. Okay. And the next to the last thing we're gonna do now is a butterscotch ice cream topper. So we're just gonna drizzle that on top.
Are you about ready for the ice cream bars?
Almost. Give me just one little more second. Because those bars were getting very soft. Now you could always take this, y'all, and fancy it up by using all homemade stuff. But you know, I think for the kids, they're not gonna care whether you made that syrup or you used a jarred syrup. What y'all think?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. Ice cream sandwiches?
Coming.
Make sure she gets some, Eddie. You know, this is something I very rarely buy, is ice cream sandwiches. It seems like my grandchildren prefer. Look, now that one called for another one. I'm gonna see. Yeah, perfect. Y'all welcome to that if you like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to break down and wash my hands this go around. So you'll wanna let this get in the freezer for a good while. Normally, y'all, I never use a frozen dessert topping. I always make my own cream, but I'm just gonna do the frozen whipped topping that you can find at your grocery store. And you'll want it to thaw. This could have thawed a little bit more, but I think it'll be all right. Because, you know, if you try to stir frozen whipped topping, it'll collapse on you.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, don't even try.
This looks amazing.
Doesn't it look delicious? It's so simple. Your children would have a wonderful time, or your grandchildren, helping you put this little dish together.
I can see three little ones trying to find over who's going to do what.
The other day was Gus's birthday, and I found Gus a puppy pie. What was the name of it, Eddie? Puppy cake or puppy pie?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was
At the store.
a little dog cake.
It was a doggy cake. And so the triplets were over. And when Ollie saw that cake, Ollie she has a cake fetish. She loves cakes.
Girl after my own heart.
And when I pulled out that cake and put that candle in the center of it and lit it so we could sing happy birthday to Gus, she started hollering, "Want cake, I want the cake, I want cake." And I said, "Baby, this is for doggies."
I bet that went over well.
No, she didn't care. And before I knew it, she had grabbed a piece of that cake, that dog cake, and popped it in her mouth. I said, "No, Ollie, no. And so I decided, well, if my grandchild was tasting it, I was going to taste it too to make sure she wouldn't keel over.
They're going to die together.
It was good.
Well, they make them all from, I mean, they're all
Well, Cloud
human
looked
stuff.
yeah, she looked on the label, and it had all people ingredients.
Yeah, I guess I mean, I've eaten a dog cookie before.
It
So
kind of tasted like a banana nut bread or a spice cake.
Yum. Okay,
So in the freezer this goes, y'all.
and we'll be back.
Yes.
Yum.
And we'll be back after it freezes. Our dessert is nice and frozen. And remember, this is a banana split dessert. And this is what we're kicking off summer with. So remember, it's got the ice cream sandwiches, hot fudge sauce,
caramel sauce.
caramel sauce. All right, let's see. Ooh. Cherries, bananas. We'll need a little spoon, Eddie.
Yeah, this is better than ice cream cake.
Huh?
I said this is better than ice cream cake.
Yes. You know, sometimes I just would love a banana split. But, I don't want to go to the trouble of making it. Now, that tinfoil being in there, you just don't make sure you don't want to eat any tinfoil because it'll set your hair on fire from your fillings. All right, so here we go. Probably need to let this, pull it out and let it sit out a few minutes, Eddie. Happy summer to us. The frozen bananas are delicious. If you've got sensitive teeth, be careful. Be careful. See the cherries, and then it's topped with a frozen topping, and then topped with the chocolate covered What am I trying to say, Eddie?
The whipped topping.
No.
The Heath bar.
Yeah, the Heath bar, chocolate covered Heath bar. And to me, this reminds me of like a Butterfinger, kind of, that's been crumbled up. So if y'all are expecting a crowd, this is a perfect dessert to make, because this is going to feed a lot of people, at least 15 people.
Yeah, you
maybe
make
even
this,
20.
Make this way ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Way ahead of time. And if you go into a pool party somewhere, this would be a great dessert for the children to eat out by the pool or the sprinkler, whatever. Delicious, y'all. Happy summer. Y'all stay safe. And hopefully y'all will be able to get out and see some more of the country and travel and have a good time. Loving best dishes. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.